Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe they told me that I would never make it? Now we smiling in their faces, smiling in their faces.
Many people have been speculating on one LeBron James and his use of illegal banned substances that are, not legal in the NBA. One guy in particular who's not afraid to speak his mind about that is Mase from It Is What It Is, to show, if you guys don't know, with rapper Mase and Cameron. And this is what Mase had to say, ladies and gentlemen. Take a listen to this clip, and me and Skap will get into it after.
To that level, I can't deem that as great, especially when other people just did their own writing or did their own rapping. That's a total different level of greatness to me. And I know we're living in a world that it seems like things come out later and it makes sense, but to me, that's where I'm speaking from. I'm speaking from the aspect of the people who put in the work, that didn't play the political games, that didn't do things behind the scene to make things what they are on the scene. That's where I'm speaking from, and I know that's a coded statement, but it's a lot of truth behind that. It's coming out now that, that these guys got home runs, but they was on this, or this person was doing this. That's why he's there. That's not the same greatness. So when you hear me speaking, that's where I'm speaking from. I'm not speaking from just like hating on somebody or trying to belittle somebody's legacy. If we think we're measuring it on basketball alone, but it's not on basketball alone, then I can't weigh that the same.
All right, a lot to unpack there. Like I said, Skap, I'll kick it over to you. Before I kick it over to you, I do want to say I feel like he's hinting towards the political ties. As we know, Kobe and Jordan were never been, big on politics. I think LeBron did endorse some like democratic political figures. And, Michael Jordan's always famous saying Republicans buy shoes too. I think he's also hinting at the Clutch Sports affiliation, with the people in the media members. And then, of course, you brought up the elephant in the room, which is, baseball players. You find out later they're hitting these home runs, but, there was something motivating those home runs that are, I guess you could say banned substances. Kind of leave it to you, but I also want to ask you, do you think in the future we'll ever see LeBron come out with a scandal or maybe some type of news regarding his potential use?
Tyler, I don't think so, because I think the NBA is implicit in it and is in some way, shape, or form either turning a total blind eye to it or helping to conceal or cover up any kind of actual things that can confirm definitively that he has been using. In lieu of that, it's just going to be a bunch of smoke. And there is a lot of smoke, Tyler. There's a lot. It's undeniable. You dig into the biogenesis scandal that, his personal trainer at the time was implicated in that.
Yes.
His longtime confidant and one of the very elite inner circle members of his crew, Randy Ernest Mims, was also implicated in that biogenesis scandal. So LBJ or LJ was on a ledger that was involved in the personal trainer and Ernest Mims in terms of the redacted files that was involved in that biogenesis leak. So just look when he leaves mysteriously, the 2-week leave of absence after he went back to Cleveland and he looked like he was washed. He went to Miami for 2 weeks in the middle of, I think it was December or January, comes back and is completely rejuvenated and refreshed. The Cavs go to the finals that year. Then after that, there's a lot of smoke around the usage. Not just, look at what an elite high level this guy is still playing at 41 years of age. But the single most damning bit of evidence, in my estimation, that LeBron has been using is the fact that LeBron never responds to any of the allegations that he's using. And I'm not talking about people like me and you. I'm talking about people, Kevin Garnett, that Chael Sonnen, the former MMA fighter who went on ESPN and basically leveled those allegations. Mase now with this stuff. There are huge names with huge followings and platforms that have definitively come out and said, this guy's using. In fact, I know exactly what he's using. I know who his drug supplier is. And LeBron has never come out, ever, and denied any of it. He has never demanded any kind of a retraction. He has never taken legal action, never mentioned it at all, despite all of the smoke and the allegations swirling around him, never once. Tyler, if most of his legacy is built on the longevity piece. Like, so basically people are just calling him a cheater and ripping down his legacy. Wouldn't you come out with a strongly worded defense of yourself at some point over like a 10-year span of people throwing these allegations at you? But nothing. Total silence from LeBron James. And that silence to me speaks volumes.
Yeah, I agree. I think of all the things that people are using to elevate this man's legacy right now at this point, it's his longevity. And believe it or not, many people aren't questioning that, and they think, well, LeBron just takes care of his body. But he went on Pat McAfee and dispelled the rumors of him spending $1.5 million a year on his body, so we can eliminate that from now, how he takes care of his body. Another thing I want to say is that there's been other players just as athletic as LeBron James, right? We got like guys like Vince Carter, and they played later in their careers and things of that nature. And we can't just put it and say you're taking care of your body, because if you are and you're the guru for that, why haven't many other players maybe went to LeBron and said, hey, listen, I want to play later in my career. What's your secrets? I'm training with LeBron. I'm seeing what he's doing, his rehab, his development, or whatever the case may be. We're not seeing that, but we've seen that plenty of times with the guy on the back of your wall. We've seen people go to him to get training, to learn, to get the blueprint, the work ethic. We don't see people going towards LeBron because I think we ultimately know that what he's really doing, you can't get away with unless you're LeBron James and you have those ties, and the NBA will hide and will protect you. I think ultimately, in my opinion, Skap, I know it sounds like a conspiracy, but I think the NBA has some type of agreement with LeBron that we want you to play for a long time because, we think that we need you until we can figure out who we can pivot to next. Maybe it's Wemby, maybe it's Ant-Man. And we're going to let you juice. We're going to let you do your thing. But when it's time to go, it's time to go. And we'll let you know when it's time to go. I know it might sound crazy, but that's just my estimation as to why I think they're allowing it. I think they're using, both parties are able to, get what they want out of it. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily just completely reject that premise. It would kind of make sense to me, but my suggestion or my pushback, I guess, would be this. Wemby has arrived. Like, whether he is the best player or not at this point, I think he's top 3.
Yeah.
And you can really argue him in any 1, 2, or 3 slot. To me, it's him, Jokic, and SGA, obviously, I think right now. And now with what he's doing in this postseason, I think they're going to go on and look. We're recording this before we know, but I think they're going to at least push Oklahoma City. If in another couple weeks we're talking about the Spurs maybe winning the NBA championship, the time will be now for Victor Wembanyama. So, like, if that were the case, then it would be time for LeBron to go away now. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's back next year. I don't know where he's back, but I think he will be back next year.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.